So it's tax season again, and with the repetition of the clock, once again, people are all bent out of shape about poor people getting tax returns. Most commonly, it's people complaining about the Earned Income Credit and refundable child tax credit. These provisions can sometimes result in a situation where someone who's paid in very little in federal income tax receives a substantially large tax return. And every year we see people receiving a lot of hate across social media or just getting dirty looks at Walmart as they purchase a new TV or some other luxury item that they might not have been able to afford through the rest of the year. Quite often, these same people who qualify for these tax benefits also qualify for other forms of public assistance, making them already a target of public scorn. Now wait a minute, when a rich person takes every possible tax advantage that they can find, they don't get ridiculed. Rich people are told that they're being smart, just looking out for themselves, doing what any smart person would do. They can rake in billions of dollars in corporate subsidies, and people don't seem to mind. Nobody calls them worthless welfare bums. The richest in America take in billions of dollars in public funds annually, and they're considered productive citizens. But a poor family with 3 or 4 kids, they get back 3 or 4 grand on their taxes, and suddenly they're worthless pieces of crap living off the system, living off the good productive people. This is an insane double standard that targets the people who can very least defend themselves. And there's something else important to realize here. Generally speaking, the poorest of Americans pay more in taxes by a percentage of their income than do the wealthier people. People who qualify for these programs barely make it from month to month, but they still have to pay property tax, even if it's just included in their rent. They still have to pay sales tax, they still have to pay auto tags, they have to pay driver's licenses, they have to pay emission stickers, and they have to pay for government-mandated auto and home insurance. But for someone at the bottom level, these things add up to a significant portion of their annual income, and this is without even mentioning state or federal taxes. So it's actually a falsehood when you say these people receiving the Earned Income Credit get back money they never paid in. They may not have paid it in the form of federal income tax, but they did pay, and they pay a lot. By percentage of their income, the poorest people pay the most in sales tax because most of their income goes immediately to consumable goods. They don't have anything left over at the end of the month. And somewhere in this conversation, you'll always hear people say, well, I'm not against helping people out when they need it, but we can't have people living off the welfare state. To which I say, sure, fine. Let's start getting rid of the welfare state. But I insist we start at the top and begin working our way downward. You want to get rid of the welfare state? I'll help you. But we start at the top of the welfare system. We start by eliminating corporate welfare and handouts for billionaires and special tax rates for billionaires and American corporate giants. Let's get rid of the welfare state. I'm with you, but we start at the top and work our way down. And once we've worked our way down to the bottom rung of the welfare system, we can worry about weeding out the waste and wrongful uses and streamline it down to a minimum. That's the conversation that they will never have. They want to start at the bottom. But we know full well there will be no working its way up. Are there issues with people living off of the welfare system? Sure. And I really don't care. Not in the sense of this conversation. This is about priorities and understanding where the true problems lie. Quite honestly, I don't think it has so much to do with people not understanding as it does they simply don't care. They don't mind seeing the wealthy get advantages because they see the wealthy as being their superiors and somehow deserving. But when they see someone who's poorer than they receiving something that they don't, this makes them angry. It's a form of jealousy, which is really strange because study after study has shown that the stresses of living in poverty significantly reduce your lifespan, significantly reduce your overall feelings of happiness, and even impair your cognitive function because your brain is so captured in the stresses of day-to-day life of not knowing if you're going to be able to make the rent or keep the power turned on or be able to put food on the table or fix the car. Even without the additional issues of substance abuse that can often accompany poverty, studies have shown that after years of living in poverty, IQ tests drop by as much as 20 points, taking an average person down to barely functional and a brilliant person down to average. So maybe we should reconsider how we view the welfare system and where we really need to start in fixing it.